May 12th through 18th, 2024 is National Police Week, and Jamie, over at Devil's Customs and Creatures YouTube channel, suggested doing a police car build using a car that isn't a police car. And this Fiat 500D Modificado came to mind. I have a lot of non-little car related stuff happening here at the Silva household right now, but this seemed like a build I could do kind of quickly and I could kind of cheat on. There you see me taking it apart, but let me explain the cheating on it part. You see, I did a non-buddy build with Jamie a while back, and they were police car builds. And I printed some decals for that, and I had some extras, so I used them for this. Now, that light bar that you see there, I've had that thing sitting around for at least 3 years. I think it was part of a set that was called Hot Pursuit by Greenlight. And it was wheels, and it was a push bar and a light bar and just various things for police car builds. It was a cool little set. It was just a set of accessories, no car. And I bought it thinking, oh, I'm sure I'll use it sometime. And it's been sitting around for years. Now, there you saw, there's 3 pins on the bottom of the light bar. And I wanted a light bar on top of this little Fiat. So I used the paint to touch the paint on the tips of the 3 bars, the 3 posts on the light bar, used that to mark the surface of the car, and then drilled it out using the pin vise that you saw there. And then it was time to clean up the casting. There were quite a few areas on it that had some, casting lines, a little tiny bit of flashing in a couple areas that surprised me. But the casting lines, that's pretty typical. And, so I cleaned that out. The thing I should have done that I stupidly didn't was really file down the door handles. They protrude quite a bit on the casting, and that'll come back to bite me later. So this was definitely a learning experience. I should have realized to do that, but I didn't. And so the prominent door handles remained. I did drill it for a self-tapping screw. I didn't bother tapping this. And if you're curious, that's an old self-tapping screw. I generally use old ones that I've used in prior builds that have paint on them. Use those during the build of other cars. And then I usually put a nice new one in when I go to finish the build. So at that point, the body's ready. So I clean it off with IPA. I'm out of those nice the blue paper shop towels, the really lint-free ones, are much more lint-free than this thing. This is just a kitchen paper towel, but it works. It's a paper towel. Sprayed the body with Krylon specialty lacquer, black, and then I used the same process I used on that other build of the police car. I used white decal paper. Rather than painting the white sections I wanted, I used the white decal paper, cut it to size, and anticipated getting very nice crisp lines as a result, which I basically do. But remember what I said about the door handles. If I had filed those door handles down nice and flat, or much more flat, then the microsol that I used to really, I use microset when I apply the decals, and then I use microsol to soften the decal up a little and get it to really suck down to the body. Well, because those door handles were prominent, not only, and particularly on the driver's side did I have problems, not only didn't they suck down all that well, but the lines at the top of the door didn't turn out to be really nice and crisp either. Lines on the top of the car were great. That piece worked out great. And this, I think, is just a great little cheat. using the white decal paper. The 518 is a special. Oh yeah, that is not my stomach. Anyone saying that that's my belly sticking out there? No, that's the top of my fat head getting in the way of the camera. Um, the 518 is a very special day for me and my wife. That was the reason that number was chosen originally for the car. And it's also National Red Wine Day, which we have coming up. But I had leftover Highway Patrol decals. Those are second chance red wine decals, in case you're curious. Those are left over from that other build as well. And I did paint some details. I did the headlights. I didn't really do anything else on the front. I did turn signal indicators, but didn't really do anything else because I'm thinking, this is a police car. I want it kind of blacked out. So there's detail, just not an abundance of it. The engine, I hit the heck out of this thing with Nuln Oil. I used a black paint pen to pick out a couple details on it after the Nuln Oil had dried. And then once that was done, I hit it with a flat clear because I didn't want this thing to look like a chromed engine, really. I just wanted it to look like a nice engine, not chromed. And I thought the flat clear would also help deaden it a little, which it did. That turned out really happy with the engine. Really happy with how that turned out. I apologize if my voice is a little off during this video. I painted the wheels. It had real riders on it originally. I loved the small real riders. I just did not care for the orange color. So I just painted them black. And then I did use silver Sharpie to make the end of the axle silver because I had painted over it. I wanted it to be silver to kind of look like a tiny little cap on there, you know? So, and it was just a little added detail. Kind of like, and I think I do it off camera. I don't believe I did a video for that part, but I do end up just hitting the inside of the exhaust pipes with a tiny bit of black paint. You can barely see the result. And I do throw a license plate on the back of this thing. So there you have how the body turned out with the light bar on the top. I was really happy with this. Again, it was a pretty straightforward, quick build, which worked out really well for me right now. As I said, there's a lot of happenings here at the Silva house. Oh yeah, I had almost put that together in the wrong order. Non-little car related, just, life things with taking care of the house kind of stuff, that kind of thing. And so, I'm busy doing that. But I also need my escapes, like doing the little cars. So this was a fun little break. As you see, I left the bottom basically exactly the way it was. I did not do any detail down there. I didn't paint it any other color. I did paint the white interior dark gold gray, just because I thought a gray interior for a police car would be appropriate. And it's on the original Real Rider, so it rolls great. So there you see where it started off. And it's a cute little car. It's a cute little turd of a car. And I turned this into a cute little turd of a police car. So, in observance of National Police Week, this seems appropriate. And, I appreciate the suggestion by Jamie as to doing a non-police car. I think it's pretty funny myself. There were a lot of things I considered, and this thing was just sitting there asking to be painted. Doing the door cheat, the white panel cheat, seems to work well using the white decal paper. There you see how I did like the front headlights and stuff. I really prefer the glamour shots on this to the turntable. And I'm investigating changing the lighting that I have on my turntable. I do everything on the cheap, so we'll see if I can get that lighting any better. But everyone, thank you for watching this video. Thanks, Jamie, for the suggestion. I hope you've all enjoyed this video as much as I've enjoyed building this and doing the video. Everyone stay safe and healthy out there. And I'll catch you in the next one. Hey, there's the license plate.